Oh, it's you guys. So there's a couple of things that come in when it comes to vintage guitars. It's always kind of exciting to do a quick history lesson. And we got in a HG00. So the L00 is a pretty well-known guitar. Small-bodied, wide-waisted at the bottom like this one, but then the HG was Hawaiian. So the first thing you can tell about Hawaiian guitars is that the bridge is straight. It isn't angled. And otherwise, these early, this is a 1939. So in pre-war, there is script logos. All right, a scripted logo is always going to have another feature, which is tapered headstock. It's skinny here and fat here. We've gone through this before, but they go through a lot of trouble to do this. Not many manufacturers. I don't think Gibson does it now, and it brings a greater string angle down and allows your string as it vibrates back and forth to reflect quicker. And then there's more mass here by the nut too. So these Hawaiians had a higher nut and a higher saddle. We took those original Gibson, 1939 Gibson saddles out, put it inside the case, and then installed a regular nut. And now you have a guitar that is exactly, the neck was the same shape. It's not a square neck. This is the original shape. It is a pretty strong V, and I don't know if the camera can even get and see at that angle like that. But it's a pretty strong V. It's a pretty big neck, but not abusively big. This is a great guitar. I know a lot of people are going to talk about this because there's a lot of Hawaiian guitars that were square necks that get shaved down. This is not one of those. This is the original neck. These are the original frets. This isn't a refret neck shape on a square neck. The guitar came like this. They merely from the factory had a straight bridge and it came up and it intonates well. Here's the thing, when you come into a guitar store, we spend a lot of time changing strings on all the guitars. We basically go through all of them, and with the humidifiers in here, the strings will wear out just sitting there because of all the humidity, and then we restring them all. So you'll get guitars that are new with new strings, and they're going to stretch a bit. So if you ever come here and find the guitar slightly out of tune, we're happy to retune it and stretch it out. It's hard to keep up. So this with its Adirondack Spruce top, which is a really wide grain. Adirondack is a preferred wood. Now it's mostly gone. And then aged Honduran mahogany back and sides, and aged Honduran mahogany. And when I say aged, I mean the old-fashioned way. This guitar does have a jack here. At one time it had a strap button that's been filled. There's a little bit of nicotine on here that will come off with a little elbow grease. Otherwise, this is just, you can't find this kind of tone, this volume, this complexity, but on a pre-war guitar. These are a fantastic buy. Then I just got this in too. Now this, I'm going to show you the worst part first, and there is a lot of cracks on the back. They're fairly well done. You can see a fairly large crack here. A large crack here, and then I don't know if you can see in the inside, but we're going to try to show you some of the repair work that was done before we got this. When we got this from the family of the original owner. This is a 1956 J50. So the J45 and the J50 are the same guitar. One has a sunburst finish, the J45, but for that extra $5, you got better wood and you got the J50 in a natural finish. This again, aged Honduran. This was probably aged 20 years before Gibson ever put it on a guitar. And they were really fussy and very proud about the woods. I've said this before, when you look at Gibson, their whole thing, and Martin, was about the woods. It was all about the woods. The type of woods that now are just not there. So this has the original Kluson Tuners. This being a 56 is the first year for this adjustable bridge. And Sitka spruce top, but an aged Sitka spruce, and you can see how this is yellowed. Look how yellowed and golden the binding is. The whole guitar has kind of a glow when you look at it through the brown pickguard, the yellowed lacquer, the yellowed binding. It really glows, and the tone of it too. Again, there's nothing like the response of an old guitar. These are just great guitars that came in. 1956 J50. A lot of repairs and an unsexy case bring the price of this down. This is an opportunity, and this is under $5. Then this that we just showed you, a 1939 HG 00, and you can convert it back to Hawaiian if you want, which I might have. And this is 65, and the reason for it is an L00 would probably be 85. This 30 script logo is 65 for a little guitar. Wow. That's all for now.